shot said to get used to. Gangstar foundation to treat. We branched all shine. I just waited our chance to blast off. Year rounds in possession of Black Poet, Nick Khalil, the NYGs. I'm making diamonds out of pressure. My pipes are intact. Don't believe.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. You talk about great trios in NBA history, the Spurs trio, Duncan, Ginobili, Parker, last year moved into the #1 spot for career winning percentage for any 3 active players. Shaq, how long will it be before we see something like this again?
Well, the trio in the Spurs model has been synonymous with success.
And the city flowing with lights as we get a great look at beautiful downtown Cleveland, Ohio. We have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the San Antonio Spurs come in for this one. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. It's the Cavaliers to start out, and the starting group for the Spurs. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Leonard in at the small forward position. Pass to Love. Back to Irving. Just 5 on the clock. A 3 ball. The rebound by the Spurs. Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other All-Stars, quite honestly, Kevin. But you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Parker drives in. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Parker's got his second bucket.
I tell you what, fellas, he loves those mid-range jumpers. I mean, that's where he makes his money.
And Love has it in the corner. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. They break it out, 5 on 3. It's blocked. They get it back. Shumpert with some nice D. Irving against Parker. It's stolen by Green. Here's Duncan. Oh, he misses the dunk. Here's James. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And LeBron has been in the postseason every year since his rookie season. Last year, he passed Jerry West on the all-time postseason scoring list. I'm sure he'll just continue to climb up the record book.
Now here's Leonard. Sinks the triple. Leonard's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Steps back and shoots. That's good. And for LeBron in the playoffs last season, he did more than just score. Clark, he did it all and really stepped his game up when Kevin Love went down and when Kyrie Irving was hobbled. He covered every base.
Yep, and that's what's so impressive about LeBron in the playoffs. Everybody expects him to lead and hit big shots, and he never lets them down. Very rarely does he come up short in big moments.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Parker against Irving. And Parker, here we go. And they'll keep possession. Aldridge's shot is good. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball, trailing by 2. Parker with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it. The fast break chance. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. The pass to Leonard. Clock at 6. Green, the pass to Aldridge. And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
And that one's good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful. He went to the windmill dunk to turn this place on its ear. I love it.
Yeah, this crowd is stunned.
That's as electric a finish as you're going to see.
Now here's Leonard. Aldridge a screen. Leonard kicks to Aldridge. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Aldridge has got 6.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebounding.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. And it's Ginobili in for Daniel Green. Parker's shot is off.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
James. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. That's 7 points for LeBron.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want. Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
San Antonio trailing here. Here's Ginobili. Lets it go from 11. Parker with no one around. And James pulls it down. LeBron's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. There's 49 seconds left to play here in the first. It's Parker with the drive. And the rejection by Love. And James throws it down hard.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. So it's San Antonio now. The Cavaliers making the shot. Here's West. Not enough on that one as it misses.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And a wide open look for Irving. No good on the triple. And even 3-on-3 break. And there's Ginobili. That's good on the assist by Mills. Ginobili's got his first points in this one. Now, here is Irving. It'll count. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Cleveland ahead. He caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself.
We expect so much out of it.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media he and LeBron deal with, but also, in fact, perhaps the most demanding of all are the expectations they've got for each other.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, two guys who expect so much of themselves to start with, who naturally have a vision of how great the other guy should be. I mean, they're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from each other. And that's a lot of fun to watch.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Cleveland. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. Filling out the wings, it's Shumpert and LeBron. And it's Irving at the 1 spot. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
Cavaliers trailing. Love dishes to Irving. From outside the arc. No luck. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. All going up court. Green, no luck.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Irving from long range. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these three. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Just so fast. I mean, it's like trying to stop a train when he's coming in for the slam.
Outside Irving. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Good.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. It goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Leonard. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. He also wants to see a patient offense, work for the shot, move the ball around, and as he told them, quote, if you don't see a good shot, find someone who does. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Shumpert with the steal. Outside Irving. Duncan with the block. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And Green gets it to go. Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big three found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots, and James, Irvin, and Love ended up being the highest scoring trio in the league last year.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Duncan. On the Spurs with some changes. Otto Ginobili's checked in for Green, and Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Cavaliers have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
And sometimes we all just want to show people that we have the range.
Yeah, you speaking from experience? We already know how good his range is.
So Cleveland will get the first possession. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the 5 spot. Now here's Shumpert. Parker with the steal. On the wing, Green. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Here's LeBron. And, of course, Tony Parker, so big for San Antonio in those championship runs. But word on the street was that Spurs coach Greg Popovich didn't always go easy on Tony. He really pushed him to the limit.
You know, it started back when Tony was invited to the Spurs summer camp before the 2001 draft. One of the scouts was really physical with Tony, really gave him a hard time, and that was really the start of his maturation process in learning to deal with the NBA.
Cleveland on defense. 6 on the shot clock. From 17 feet out. Outside jumper. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And, you know, getting back to Popovich's relationship with Tony Parker, Pop made the decision to draft Parker. So he obviously saw something. But Pop's a perfectionist, and if you're going to play point guard for him, you've got to deliver consistently.
And talking about Tony Parker, Pop's tough love with him really paid off. Tony eventually became incredibly consistent, culminating with him being named the Finals MVP back in 07.
Here's LeBron, and he goes in for the dunk.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
And Doris Burke caught up with Coach Greg Popovich. Doris?
He said that the key to the game will be how well they defend Kyrie Irving, adding, he's shown himself to be one of the premier point guards in the game already. Whether it's passing, shooting, or penetrating, we need our guys in the backcourt to really get up into him, and our bigs need to be ready to bring help. Guys, you can bet that Irving will be their focus defensively.
Thanks, Doris. And here is Parker, following the three-pointer by Kevin Love. Second shot opportunity, and it's laid in by Aldridge.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Nobody near Irving. And another 3 for Cleveland.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Irving against Parker. Cavaliers with the rebound.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Now Green after LeBron's three-pointer that didn't go. And Duncan gets it to go in.
I love the low post attack on that one.
Outside Irving. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. The drive by Shumpert. The pass to Mozgov. Back to Shumpert. James outside. Here's the 3. James with another miss. The Spurs have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Leonard. No luck. Shumpert with some nice D. Cleveland's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Irving with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Leonard draws the double to the paint. Duncan kicks to Aldridge. 13 feet away. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
A different look now for San Antonio. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Now here's Mozgov. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. A nice shot by LeBron.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Mills with it, covered by Irving. Now Mills. They grab their own miss. That's good. That's 7 points for Aldridge.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
On deep. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, with another great season last year, earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with his outstanding play.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
Another miss by Irving.
And sometimes he can hit that deep three, but it's not a high percentage shot for him.
Yeah, even for him, that's out of his range.
Outside, Ginobili. No good. And Cleveland the other way now.
And, you know, for Leonard, you can add that Defensive Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in elite company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Olajuwon.
And here's Mills, following the three-pointer by Kevin Love. Mills dishes to Aldridge. Ginobili outside. Puts up a 3. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2. The Cavaliers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Irving kicks to Love. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. And that's now 8 points for Love.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received a car for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire Spurs team.
Outside Irving. From deep. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Cavaliers ahead, leading by just 1. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. And of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's not just about the numbers, but his tremendous leadership. Well, that there is straight talk from a man who does not pretend. LeBron James with a textbook example how to take responsibility and lead.
And Kevin, that's why he is the king. He doesn't say, hey, I'm just one of the 5 guys. No, he knows who he is and what he has to do. Bottom line, he's the man. Climb on my shoulders, and I'm going to take you to the promised land.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And from what we've seen from the Cavaliers, what do you guys see?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side outs for them the way they've swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or handball.
Or handball.
Yeah, either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Cleveland. Filling out the wings, it's Shumpert and LeBron. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. And it's Irving at the point guard. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Irving's got 6.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
Here's Irving, following the score by Tony Parker. Ginobili outside. There's the 3, and it's good. Ginobili's got himself on the board with 3 there. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for San Antonio.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Irving can't get it to go. Parker with it. Now guarded by Shumpert. Parker, with no one around, gets a very good look and converts. Parker's got 6. Cavaliers trailing.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assists and points per game totals since his rookie year. But he fought through like the champion that he is.
He feeds it to West. West draws the double. And Ginobili wide open. He shoots. The three-pointer no good. For Cleveland, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Parker with the steal. With the teardrop in the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Here's James. Duncan with the block. Green against Shumpert. Green passes to Parker. Parker double teamed. Duncan dishes to Green. And the layup's good off the glass. Green's got the lead up to 4 now for the Spurs.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
It's LeBron with the drive. Shot is off. Great D that time from Duncan. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Parker. And it's blocked by Love. And the ball goes out of bounds. Touched by Love. And some changes here for the Spurs. Diaw comes in for Tim Duncan. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Manu Ginobili. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. It's West with the drive. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong. Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
And Shumpert kicks to Irving. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Well, the defense not doing a good job at all of getting after him. They've got to crowd him and make it tough for him. That's his second this quarter.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
And here we go. Fast break. LeBron's got it. He lobs it up. Leonard with the steal. Kicks it to Parker. Lets it go from deep. San Antonio again missing. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in.
And for David West last season, the thought was he might increase his production with Paul George out, but the opposite happened. West suffered his lowest scoring output in a decade, only 12 points per game on 47% shooting. Rough showing for the former All-Star.
Spurs leading by 4. Diaw, the pass to Parker. Here's Mills. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Kept alive. James dishes to Mozgov. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. There's no reason to back off and give him the layup. You're much better off making him go to the line.
LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for David West. Well, Greg, getting back to West, even though his scoring was down, his playmaking was up. You were talking about that. Clark, 3.5 assists a game last season, by far the highest number of his career.
Yeah, one of the very best pros I've ever been around. He's very smart. He's tough. He's all about team. And, you know, he makes things happen. Impacts winning in a lot of ways, and those assist totals indicate that.
And then Leonard with the dunk.
Almost automatic when he can get the basketball that close to the basket.
Well, defense has to be played earlier in that situation. You've got to fight to not allow him to get. Get that position in the first place. Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Parker's shot is off.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
The drive by James. Cleveland moving the ball around. And the rejection by Leonard.
No need to rush here. They can play for one shot.
Yeah, and I think the way you do it, you're patient as you indicated, and wait until about the 5-second mark before you get into your play.
The Cavaliers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The free throw good, LeBron. And the Spurs making a change here. And it's tied up with that one. Just 4 seconds left in the first half. It's a tie game here in Cleveland. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Tim, in looking at that first half, what sort of adjustments are necessary as you guys prepare to take the floor?
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, this has been a good game here after one half. Everybody, welcome back to the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny Smith. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. What'd you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
Well, they need to be more aggressive. They got to take the ball inside. See, scoring inside the NBA is like running in football. You're taking control of the game physically. Sure, you need good perimeter play and spacing on the floor, but hey, you got to get it into the big man, Ernie.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
I love the way they took care of the basketball. They displayed good patience, strong decision-making, sharp passing, all of it. This is why coaches say, make the right play, not the spectacular play. Well, unless the spectacular play is the right play, that's fine. But don't give away possessions. That's the moral of the story.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Excellent game we've seen from Kyrie Irving. He has 14 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those three-point shots.
You said it. His long-range jumpers are having a deadly effect.
On the court for San Antonio. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. Cleveland's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. And they take the lead. And the Cavaliers lead by 2.
Stupendous. I love that word. Save that one. The word and the jam. I want to see it again.
Just beautiful.
That's one of those alley-oops upside your head right there.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
Green's gotten 3 of his 4 shots to fall, hitting 75%. Last season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades.
Well, the Cavaliers shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Love, no luck.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
Duncan kicks to Parker. Over in the corner, Green. Clock at 6. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll go to the line to shoot 3. It's not really a surprise at this point, but the Spurs were in the playoffs last year. 18th consecutive appearance.
Yeah, and they weren't in that usual top 3 spot, though. Although, had they won the last game, instead of being the 6th, they would have been the 2nd.
Right.
Didn't have that home court advantage, and as they went up against the Clippers, it really cost them in that 7th game.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
And against the Clippers, the Spurs didn't have home court advantage. I mean, ended up playing a big part in that series. They ended up losing in Game 7 in Staples with some questionable timekeeping, but that's not why they lost.
And that Spurs series sure didn't feel like a first-round matchup. I mean, you could have easily have seen either team playing for the title, regardless of who won the series. Both teams acknowledged that it felt like a conference finals matchup.
The shot's good from Irving.
They're doing work here in the second half, 3 or 4 to start.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set. And you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
And that one's good. Parker.
The only way he was getting to the hoop was to use the double clutch.
Cavaliers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through LaMarcus Aldridge. Coach stressed the importance of getting the ball in his hands as soon as possible at the start of their possessions. No question he's going to be the key guy for them offensively. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Simply taking advantage of what the defense has given them, and they've really made the most of it. Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. West is checked in for Duncan, and it's Ginobili in for Leonard. For Cleveland, they've gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. And Parker, here we go. Love grabs the board. Love's got rebound number 8 now on the night. LeBron kicks to Mozgov. From deep three-point range, Love, no good. Spurs have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
There's the pass to Shumpert. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Some hang time on that rim, puts a little whipped cream On that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
And here's LeBron outside. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Aldridge has got 8 rebounds in this game. Ginobili with the ball. He's picked up by LeBron. West kicks to Ginobili. Now the dish to Green. But they recover it. West. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. West has got 11 points.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
The drive by James. Irving for 3. Rebound San Antonio. Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
Boy, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin. I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron.
It does. That is effective. Irving against Parker. In the corner, it's Ginobili. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Ginobili's got his second bucket of the game to go. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put out.
I'm looking over there at Greg. He's enjoying every second of it, Clark.
Yeah.
Listen, the fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail-biter.
Mozgov passes to Irving. Out to Shumpert. The 3. Good. Shumpert's got the game tied up here for the Cavs.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Now here's Parker. 14 points for him. Mozgov with the block. Throws it up high. Great communication on the alley-oop.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. Five seconds left here in the third quarter. Aldridge can't get it to go. The shot misses. And as we conclude the third quarter. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. A 2-point game. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Irving is out there with Iman Shumpert. And it's Mozgov in at the 5, down low. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Now, here is Irving. Goes back up. Back to Mozgov. Over Ginobili. And there's Mozgov. That's good on the assist by Irving. Irving's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Spurs trail by 4. Ginobili with the ball. Mozgov with the block. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Oh, and the jam by LeBron.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Here's Mills following the score by Cleveland. And Diaw kicks to Leonard. Here's Duncan. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Wow, the fans are really getting their money's worth tonight. What an entertaining ball game.
Up to this point, Greg, it's been almost impossible to separate these teams. I think this one's going to be close all the way.
Irving from long range. And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession. Kicks it out to Love. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got assist number 8 here in this one already.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
San Antonio calls timeout. Well, last season would be one where Kevin Love played a different role, saw his numbers decline, but that was, I think, especially with LeBron and Kyrie, much better players than he ever had in Minnesota. That was to be expected.
It's a great point, Kevin. And Love dropped about 10 points per game in terms of his output. The field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage was down. But still, he traded it all to be on a winning team. And I really feel like his numbers will start to go up as he makes the adjustment to playing with great players.
Good point. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to rebounds, to every loose ball. We got to wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We have got to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
And, you know, for Love last season, we knew he'd be in a supporting role to LeBron. You put any player next to LeBron, and he automatically becomes some kind of role player.
And thinking back to Love and his numbers last year, we saw the same thing from Bosh when he played with LeBron. Love and Bosh had similar reductions in scoring, but both were still great players, and they both have the ability to adapt and impact the game in other ways.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Green with the ball. Now guarded by Shumpert. And there's a whistle that goes on Iman Shumpert. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Parker. Nobody near Leonard. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And on the way from Irving for 3. Can't get it to go. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. And finished off by Leonard.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that. No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Parker, a screen on LeBron. Diaw, the screen. Here's Duncan. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
And the foul call on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Marcus Aldridge has checked in for Boris Diaw. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. LeBron dishes to Shumpert. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. 15 points for Iman Shumpert. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
This game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Here's Aldridge, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're up by 1. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
The kick out to Irving. The three. The shot is off. Good D by Parker.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half. Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside to make them beat you from deep.
San Antonio leading by 3. Leonard kicks to Parker. Down low. Here's Aldridge. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Aldridge has got 4 points now in the quarter. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, gotta love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. Just a thing of beauty to watch.
It is, and Clark, that's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Such a wide open look. Now it's a 7-point Spurs lead.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top.
They trail by 7. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. J.R. Smith's checked in for Cleveland. The Spurs also with the sub. Ginobili's checked in. Smith. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. And here is Parker. Outside Leonard from past the arc. And that's collected by Love. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Shumpert. Here's LeBron. Connects. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Yeah, strong move there. Big points on that possession. In need of a